What's going on, everyone? Woody here, back again with another Sorare video. So, yesterday we had the game with Germany, who unfortunately have gone out to Spain, which I kind of saw coming. And then we've also had the France game as well, which went to penalties, which was quite interesting. So, let's see how we got on. So, if we go over to my club, we can see we are still in Division 9. We've got one rep point. That's because, unfortunately, lost my matchup in the France game, which I can show you here. I lost, unfortunately, in that one. So you lose 2 rep for that one. But then last night I thought, you know what, let's try and gain some of that points back. So then I had a little punt on the Venezuela-Canada game and was fortunate to win that one. So lost 2, gained 1. This has put us back onto 20 points. So happy days. So I think that leaves us there still top of the table. So really happy with that. 20 rep on there. We've got second place on 12s. They've done a little bit of work. They've been able to get some back. So got to kind of keep an eye out, but it's still nice to be at the top of the table with 3-4 days left. And then you can see here that whoever's in third is currently in a game at the moment. And then they've got 4 scheduled in. So they could potentially climb up a little bit, but I know we've got games to kind of put ourselves into. So that's my club name, WFC. So if you want to add me, if you happen to play, go for it. These are the pro cards we've got at the moment. I was quite really lucky with these 2 in terms of that they're the ones that they're just packed out of boxes. There you get on Sorare. Shaqiri, I did initially buy Shaqiri for the England-Switzerland game tonight just to enter the pro tournament, but the likelihood is he's not really going to start. So I made a bit of a switch up and changed my tactic on that one and went and bought Tijani Reindeers because I think, Reindeers, I think that's how you say his surname. But I think he'll definitely start for the Dutch side for the pro matchup, and I think he's got a nice little boost on him. I think it's like 9 or 11% boost on his points, which is really handy. And then Colombia play later, and yes, I am a Liverpool supporter, so I bought Luis Diaz because he is a magic man. He's really, really pressing. He likes to dribble against his opponents, and I think Colombia are doing really well in the Copa America. So I think he's a good shout for me to have in. So let's have a little look. We've got our free ticket available. We are still in line for promotion. So we've got to pick our England startup in just a moment. But what I will show you here is the pro matchups you've got. So this is the European Championship that we're in at the moment. I've kind of gone heavy and backed the Dutch and England. Obviously going to back England. But I think we're in for a very tough game with Switzerland. So I've kind of gone with 2 ball players that I think will try and keep up the ball, try and, they're going to see a lot of it, pass it around a lot. So, yes, I'm going for tiki-taka to try and get my points in. I think with the likes of Stones, Reindeers and Bellingham, they're all going to kind of see a lot of the ball, make a lot of passes. Gakpo's been a really good threat for Netherlands in getting goals, so there's some points there. And I think, personally, Dutch keep a clean sheet, so that'll be some nice points for Verbruggen there. So that's how we're looking like in the European Championship. There's 2,675 people in. I think it's only really the top. I think it's like 133 points was the cut-off yesterday. I think for points. There you go. So yesterday, 161, 45 points to closest reward. So they're the sort of boxes that you're looking at getting if you're fortunate. So I'd love to come first. I don't think it's going to happen. I am only just starting out here, and I think the people that are going to come top are going to be all pro cards, which you kind of expect. So we'll see how we get on with that later. And then I'm also in this Challenger one, which I think it's like all MLS stuff, which at the moment we're 233rd, which I'll take off of, 2 players playing. It's out of 661 people, so it's not a huge amount of people in it. But knowing that we've still got 3 more to play, we should hopefully get ourselves up there, and I think that gets us just a box to open. So that could be anything from arena tickets to Essence, and there is a chance of getting a pro card, but it's going to be probably slim that we'll get one. But I will certainly take just a box. You've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So let's see where we go. But we're 78 points ahead with only 2 players played. I like our chances of getting a box there. So let's get into it. So we've got our rivals to go. So let's play now. We have got some objectives, but to be honest, looking at them, I don't think I'm going to go for them. Yes, you get some arena tickets out of them. However, this one is win an arena match by 20 points difference. You've really got to back yourself and probably make substitutions in game to try and get that point window down, or just kind of look at the draw and just about scrape a win. That's not really something I want to risk a loss on, especially if the people below me start winning a lot of games. I could be in trouble in terms of not finishing top. I think promotion should be pretty much secured, but I would rather finish towards the top just to have a bit of an easier pathway. And then the bus driver is for parking the bus. Now, really, between England and Switzerland and then the Dutch Turkey game, I can't really see. Well, I could see England maybe parking the bus, but that's if we manage to get an early goal. But I don't really want to count on that. I'd rather just go for which tactic I think is going to work the best, and then just try and get this 3-win streak going so we can get ourselves a reward box, which we have now got 1 on the go. Obviously, I was on 2. Unfortunately, I lost the France game, so that kind of put me back on a nil streak. But yeah, with that win, with the Venezuela and Canada game, it's got us on the board. So potentially, if we win both of our matchups later on today, we get a box. So that would be quite nice. So we've got our free ticket, so saves our arena one. And I think we'll use the free one for the England-Switzerland game. So I think there's only one. I say there's one logical option. It depends on which way I think this is going to go. I think Pickford will see a lot of the ball. With every game that England have played so far, we've used Pickford a lot. We play it out from the back. He's probably going to see quite a bit of the ball. But then at the same time, if we hopefully, for once, England turn up and actually go attacking, could be a lot of shots at Jan Sommer. Does he save a lot of them? Probably. So there's points there as well. And there's a 14-point differential between the two keepers. But I think for now, we'll go Pickford just to kind of be safe and kind of get some points and really hope for that clean sheet, which could be hard against Switzerland. So we'll have to see how we go there. It's pointless going for Gahey. We know he's suspended for this game. So just can shoot over him straight away. I'd love to be picking Trent. There were rumours that with England playing a back 3, that he might be right wing back, but then there's other rumours where Trippier's actually going to play there instead, Walker being in at centre half. So it's not really worth risking, especially for 62 points, that potential of not getting any points there. So I think we'll skip past Trent, unfortunately, and then this is apparently going to be the back 3. Stones, Walker, Konza. Now, Konza, 46, could save us a lot of points for if we want to use them in the midfield. But I do think, again, with England playing a lot from the back, that I think John Stones is probably going to be the man that's going to see quite a lot of the ball, and he's more than likely going to see the full 90. So I'm going Johnny Stones. Again, I think I mentioned it in the last video. If I was to pick a pro card, then I'm more likely to, well, I don't think it's more likely, you will match against someone else with a pro card. So it's going to be difficult to win that game, especially if they've got a pro card that is, if they've got, say, like a pro Jude Bellingham, a pro Harry Kane, and they score, they're going to absolutely whitewash me. So it's not worth dabbling into that, in my opinion. Declan Rice, again, with us apparently playing a 3-back, he's going to sit further deep. So allow apparently a Foden and Bellingham to be a bit higher up the pitch. So again, I think Declan Rice is going to see a lot of the ball. So I think that is the logical play to go here. I think, if Switzerland do see some of the ball, then, Xhaka's probably a good punt, or like a Vargas. Vargas has been getting forward quite a bit as well in his previous games. But I think this one's going to be a really tight contest. A lot of us want to think that England are going to absolutely batter Switzerland, but I don't think it's going to be a comfortable one. I'd like it to be, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it will. So, yeah, I think Declan Rice is going to be the one for me. And then I think forwards is pretty easy to kind of go with Harry Kane. He does drop deep quite a lot. Now, with this new system that we're going to play tonight, apparently, hopefully he doesn't. I don't really want him dropping deep and playing basically centre half for England. I'd rather him just stay forward. So Kane's going to have to be the one for me. So that leaves us with 53 points left to pick our extra player. So let's have a little scroll through on who we could potentially pick. And the options aren't looking fantastic. Saying that, we kind of get to like a Phil Foden, Kobe Mainoo, but I don't think Mainoo will start, or maybe he does. It's a proper kind of hedging your bets as to where you think players are going to start, and I do think it's probably going to be like a Foden and Bellingham, but then it's just Foden kind of push up towards the left or not. But I think considering we can afford him, I feel like I'd rather go down the Foden path. I mean, if we look at his last few points, he's kind of hovering 40s to 50s, which is a steady performance, but he knows himself, and I think he spoke out in press that he wants to do more in an England shirt. So I think usually when a player says stuff like that, they're suddenly going to just turn up the next game, which tonight would be a perfect opportunity for him to do that. So we'll go Phil. We'll trust him as much as he plays for City. I'll trust him, and we'll see how we go. So that's the lineup that we're going to go for. So I think Stones, Pickford, Rice, really solid, especially in terms of seeing a lot of the ball. Foden, if he plays and he's on his game, we'll see a lot of the ball as well, but could also get us an assist, potentially a goal. And Kane's on penalties anyway, so ideal. And hopefully bags us a goal. So I think, looking at those points, I feel like I might go with Stones as the captain. Just because I think he'll see quite a lot of the ball. But then so could Declan Rice. But I think Declan Rice is probably more likely to potentially get carded. So it's a tough one. But I think we'll back Johnny Stones. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that lineup there. So we're looking at 170 average accurate passes. So we should see an extra 20 points there. Joga Benito, definitely not the one to go for. All out attack. Now this one, if England had been playing on their A game, I'd probably more go for. But in the last game, we didn't have a shot on target until Bellingham scored, and that was the 95th minute. It's not really worth it, and especially with the lineup that we've kind of built, it's not the one to go for. Part the bus again would be good for we'd kill that objective off as well, but it's just not the one that we've built for. And 4 effective clearances with what we've got just doesn't make sense for the potential points we could win. 13 duels again. On average, we're looking between 10 to 20 points. So I think we've definitely built this more for the tiki-taka, where we should at least hopefully see 20 points gained. So I think that's the way to go. Happy days. We are in. Now, again, obviously it gives you the option to buy pro cards if you want to. I'm not going to. I'd rather just continue on the free for now, and stops the likelihood of being matched up against a pro. Happy days. So there we are. We've got all of that built in for rivals. So I think now it's only logical that we get a ticket in for the Dutch game. Now I don't know if, because I've got it in the pro one there, it's already in or not, and it is not. So let's quickly set a line up here for this. Just going to go straight to it. I think this one should be a comfortable-ish win for the Dutch. They definitely turned up their performance in the last game. So I think that's definitely the way to go. Ake's been really impressive for them, which is ideal. I think this one we might just take a risky one. I think hopefully we get over the line with the England game that gets us to 2. So the Netherlands game would be the one where we could potentially get the 3-win streak. I think we're going to chance the luck on this one. And I think, considering I've got him, let's put reindeers in there. If we match up against the pro, we do on this one. Let's see, hopefully we can get over the line. Cody Gakpo has been belting. He seems to really turn up in a Dutch shirt. Not as much for us when he plays for Liverpool, but that may turn around, especially with Arne Slot being in. But I think for this one, it's a good shout to go for. And then we've got 51 points left for who we could also go for. And I think I'd like to think Donyell Marlin starts. He was really impressive when he came on. Memphis Depay's been, how he's not scored like 4 or 5 through the tournament so far is amazing. So is today the day where he suddenly turns up? That's a proper up and down sort of performance there. So maybe not one to go for. Marlon I'd pick straight away if I knew he was starting now. You'd like to think he does, but again, for the sort of team that, at the moment that we've built, it's kind of again built for more tiki-taka. And I think the Dutch probably see quite a lot of the ball, whereas Turkey may just sit in deep and just pray for the counter. So I feel like Denzel Dumfries might be the play here. I know he didn't play there because they tried it out with Frimpong, but I don't think that really worked. I think they were already pretty much through. But then I can't remember if Dumfries is. I don't think he's suspended. Now we have got the luxury here, so Sorare also have an app, so I can also set my lineup now. And if I see that the team news comes out and he's not starting, I can just kind of do a quick change. But it's knowing that if I pick Dumfries now, who would I change him for? And I think based on what we've got, Xavi Simons is a good shout as well. You know, he sees quite a lot of the ball, and that with those sort of performances there, he might be the one. I think I might go Xavi Simons. Gives us some points left over, and then dependent on team news, I've got the option of potentially changing to a Marlin, a Depay, or a Dumfries. So, yeah, let's go Xavi. I think that's quite a solid lineup, especially with some points left over. Now, I'm probably going to go for tiki taka on this one as well. I think, like I say, they see a lot of the ball, so it makes sense to pick my captain, who's already got a boost. Again, captain him against an even bigger boost should help me with the points to hopefully win the matchup. 171 accurate passes, so again, we should see 20 points. Yeah, I'm happy with that. No, we don't want to get some more pro cards. We've already got one. I think I got that Rangers for like £11, I think, which was quite fortunate with some of the other cards like I've packed, I've sold and kind of gained money. So happy days. Cool. So we've got a joined there for England, Switzerland. We've got a joined for Netherlands, Turkey. And then we've also got a joined one here for the Colombia Panama game later on today. So we've kind of got 3 games lined up here ready. If we were to lose one, that would suck. We kind of want to get that 3-win streak going and get ourselves a free crate. But we'll just have to see how we go with those. So we're all set now for this game week. Happy days. We'll see how we get on. If I do happen to get the 3-win streak on the go, I'll save that box for the next video. But yeah, thank you very much again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Latest.